and shooting stars. Don't get me as high as you do. As high as you do. I want you, I want you. We don't have to last forever. It could just be tonight. We don't have to be together. It could just be tonight. I want you, I want you. Let's be one.
Oh, is that better? Okay, there we go. Yeah, now it's gonna pick up my voice. There we go. Sorry, so what were you gonna say? What was I gonna say? Right. The last time we left off, we finished our HTML document, our HTML deal, right? So we had the whole thing at the end where we actually made a pretty sweet little deal. No voice, but I do hear the music. Okay, I think you should be hearing my voice now, if anything. But yes, so essentially we made this little website right here. So yeah, what does this fork button do? What does that even mean, fork? Oh, okay, that's neat. I like that. That's cool. Okay, cool. Anyways, so we did quite a bit of stuff. So now we are going to we're gonna skip that pro stuff because we can't afford it. So that's fine. We're gonna look into the HTML, preparing for HTML. So essentially, what's happening here is we are going to essentially make declarations. So in HTML theory at this point, or like how this kind of works out is, it's like everything's kind of empty until you kind of put something in. So, so we just need to set it up properly. So essentially, we kind of like did the meat, as it were, of the hamburger. Now we're gonna work on like the buns, if that makes sense. So yeah, and then we finally finish off with the toppings with the CSS course. So anyways, we can let browsers know how are we using the HTML by using our documentation type declaration. So we're going to do a doc type, so exclamation mark doc type HTML. This declaration is an instruction, and it must be the first line of code in your HTML document. It tells the browser what type of document to expect, along with what version of HTML is being used in the document. For now, the browser will correctly assume that the HTML in document type HTML is referring to HTML5, which is the current standard. So right now we're working on what it just basically means is we're working on HTML5. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our first thing. So our first instruction is we're going to do open bracket. We're gonna do exclamation mark doc type, and then HTML. Actually, no, it's gonna be we gotta be very specific. Doc type HTML and then close bracket. And then we could do that. We're gonna run that. And obviously, because it's technically not something that we actually do, we actually just run that so the program understands what's going on. So this is going to still be blank until we start adding in like headers and stuff like that. So, yeah. So we go to the next lesson. Next part of the lesson, we're going to try and zip through as fast as we can, I guess, on this one, because I was a little bit late. That's my fault. Sorry about that. So we now need to put in the HTML structure itself. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add in these little delios. So we're going to add an open and closing to with the HTML. So we're going to do HTML. We're going to open and close, and then we're going to do another one that's going to close up HTML. I'm going to close that off right there. Boom. So now again we have the hamburger buns essentially kind of set up in a way. There we go. I'm thinking this is going to be a really short lesson, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so as you can clearly see, the first line says exclamation mark doc type HTML, and then the first thing we see is HTML right here. And then you see at the bottom, we've closed off the HTML. So it reads all of that, and that's all there is right now. So we have literally the hamburger buns, the hamburger meat, nice juicy meat, and there you go. That's it. And then we're gonna add more things to it now. So we're gonna put in the HTML head, like a header, the head part. So so far we've done two things in the file properly: declare that the browser is HTML code. So we obviously did that with this, and added the HTML excuse me documentation that will contain the rest of my code. So there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the tags. We can add the head tag. So we're going to go boop boop head, and we're going to do the close, and then we will do a close head on that. That should be fine. There we go. Yeah, nothing's going to change per se, because we did, like, this code's already, basically, figured out in a way, right? So what we're doing now is we're sort of just like, we're just really adding on to the concept of what's going on here. So what kind of metadata? So metadata is stuff that like helps with your search essentially. So like if you're on Google and you're trying to write something down for like stuff about bears, you can put in metadata tags so that the Google robot spider thing can like read your page and be like, oh, this is about bears. And so it'll be easier for us to kind of keep things up on the top of the page, as it were. I mean that's part of okay, 1 second here. Go to my YouTube channel. Actually, that's a good question. What is my YouTube channel? I guess it's YouTube slash Mikey Maddox, I think. Might be people. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Sometimes I'm not on. Sometimes I'm on Twitch. Sometimes I'm on YouTube. This I want to learn from on the YouTube side because it's easier to kind of keep set up and stuff like that. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is we're going to put in title for this as a tag. So the tag specified is the title tag. So it's within the head. So we put that in there. I mean, we're gonna figure out what's gonna happen here. So essentially, we're gonna add in brown bears. Oh, hello! Thank you so much for for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't know why my subscriber thing doesn't alert. That's really weird. Or maybe, give me 1 second here. I can kind of figure this out. I think the alert box stats should be on top. There we go. And then chat box should also be on top as well. I think. I'm trying to figure this out. Man, Twitch beta is a lot easier to work with sometimes, but, you know, Streamlabs is Streamlabs. What can you do? You know? What can you do? Well, that's okay. Alex, how you doing, buddy? Hopefully you're doing well. It is the new place. We're learning coding literally from the ground up. So we're trying to get it all figured out. You know what I mean? So that's the nice part. So far we actually did all this code by ourselves. So you can see right here, all this actually was done by hand, essentially, which is really nice. We're going to try and jazz it up as much as we can here. So we're gonna add some metadata tags essentially here. Excuse me. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to we're gonna add in brown bears as title. So we're gonna put in title. We'll close that bracket out, and we're gonna put in brown bears, not wares, but bears. And then we're gonna close this off with the title tag here as well. Boom, there we go. You won't be able to see the title of your browser. We'll show you what it looks like in the next second. That's okay. Yeah, so we won't be able to see that right away. That's okay though. So what we can now see, or what you should be able to see later on, is the brown bears tag somewhere around. So yeah, hopefully this makes sense so far. So essentially this is the site title, brown bears. Yeah, so there you go. Where did the title appear? Here's on the top right there. So all this stuff that we have here, there's a title of some sort. I'm pretty sure if we inspect it, we can probably see up here somewhere, maybe. So there's the head. Yeah, there's the head right there. Lots of metadata. Okay, so there you go. Here's the title. Learn HTML, and then they put a little thing, and then Codecademy, and then the closed title. As you can see right here, exactly what it says right there. So all this is actually mentioned right there, which is amazing. So it's kind of like putting it into action. Why the switch? Good question. I wanted to separate my learning a little bit from Twitch. Twitch doesn't really have a learning thing that I can do, right? The category isn't like perfect, which, actually speaking of which, I actually need to change my category 1 sec. What's the category? Oh, I can't switch the category. Can I do that? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like answer. Enter education. There you go. I'm gonna do education for now. It's kind of like a little bit of both. I mean, I am gonna go switch back to Twitch for actual gaming and stuff like that after. But for this purpose, I like to go into. I like to learn off of the this YouTube. I don't want to like. To be honest, I don't want to torpedo my own like view count. If that makes sense. I don't want to torpedo my own view count because I wanted to learn something. So, and I'm pretty sure me learning something is not as entertaining. Sometimes I want to make it so that people can kind of learn at the same pace as me for free as well, and I can kind of talk about stuff. So yeah. So it's and I also want to see if I can grow my YouTube channel as well a little bit. Actually, funny enough, I'll tell you guys a little bit later on, but something came up which is kind of funny. I might be maybe doing some acting gigs. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I got a call back from someone saying that they want to see what I'm all about, and this is kind of cool. So you got an exclusive. There you go on the YouTube side. Exclusive information that I won't say on Twitch. Okay. Anyways, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna learn how to link to the other web pages. So obviously, if you want to link, you know, if this is just one web page, but if you want to have multiple pages kind of separated into different things, we can make links. We can make reference links, hyperlink reference pages and stuff like that, which is awesome. So what we're gonna do is first we're gonna learn about the anchor. So this is an A element. So when we add in the A elements, we can also add in right here the reference thing. So it's exactly what it is. This is so funny because I knew this was gonna happen. We're making a Wikipedia page essentially. Called it. But so that's not a link right now, but what you need to do is you need to put an actual, like, you know, link to say something, right? So what we're gonna do is what we're gonna do now is what it's probably gonna ask us to do is we're gonna say learn more. So we're gonna add a link. Okay, right above the heading that says species. So right above the heading that says species, right above the heading that says species, add a link that says learn more. So we're gonna actually put it, I think, right around here. So we're gonna put an anchor element, A. Actually, no, that's a lie. We're gonna put a open bracket, and then we're gonna put an H. Oh wait, hold on. We're not gonna add the URL just yet. Okay, so we're just gonna add the anchor in first. We're gonna add the anchor learn more, and then we're going to close that anchor. Boom. So we're gonna run that. That's good. And then now the second part is we're gonna add in the href. So the anchor href equals open bracket, and then we're gonna just copy and paste this link in, just because I'm lazy. Boom, boom. There we go. And we're gonna run that. Bada bang, bada boom. We got a friggin' we got a little link that says learn more. And if we click it, I guarantee you it's gonna open to a new. Yeah, so there you go. We actually go to the Wikipedia page right there. Isn't that cool? There we go. So we kind of have, essentially, a little thing now. So we now have a site, sort of, right, with a picture and a video with, you know, IMG, right? So we have the IMG part right here with the source. That's the bear. And then we also have a video source for this bear as well. And also, I'm just gonna lower this down a little bit more. There we go. And then now we have the link, which is the href, the hyperlink reference for that link, which leads to a Wikipedia page. So we actually are starting to put a lot of different things into this deal. How are you satisfied? How satisfied are you with the experience in this course so far? 4, sure, why not? No, I'm not gonna share anything. Okay, opening links in a new window. Okay, so now they're gonna add just a little bit more. So obviously sometimes people don't like when you click on the link and it switches to the link to the other link right away. People want to maybe like keep their information on this page and they want to have it open to another tab. And I do that a lot. I mean, look at all this. I have so many tabs. So for simplicity's sake, I'm pretty sure people would like to have that extra target equals open space underscore blank item figured out as well. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to ask us to put in the target, which is the underscore blank. So we're just going to continue on with that hyperlink reference, and we are going to do target equals open brackets, not open bracket, open quotations, and we're gonna do underscore blank, and then that's it. I'm gonna run that, and then now if you press that, there you go. It opens up another page for us right there. There you go. So it's not bothersome anymore. That's, I guess, the best way of explaining it. It's not as bothersome as it is before. Which is, you know, again, it's fair. Some people want, excuse me, sorry, some people want this to happen. Other people don't want this to happen, right? So we gotta be careful, right? So we kind of have to apply this target equals blank item as like a, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, it has to be like, it has to make sense, you know what I mean? So like, for example, you know, if you're shopping around, you know, if you have a compare and contrast sort of scenario, so maybe that might work. But if you're going from like, you know, page to page doing something, that target blank thing might not be the smartest thing to have, right? So it really is just how you want to see your web page to look and how you want it to feel after a while. And that's okay. That is a-okay to have. Okay, linking to relative page. Okay, so okay, this is getting into like a little bit more bigger territory at this point, I'd say. So thus far you have learned how to link external web pages. Many sites also link to internal web pages like home, about, and contact. So most things, as you can probably see, there's like little things that would probably add up together, which is like not bad, which is what you're kind of looking for sometimes. Give me 1 second here. Yes, okay, sorry. I just wanted to see something. So what we're gonna do now is, I'm assuming before we can link pages internally, we have to establish where our files are stored. When making multi-page static websites, web developers often store HTMLs in the root directory or a main folder where all the files for the project are stored. As the size of the project you create grows, you may use additional folders within main project folders to organize your code. So essentially, you can see right here, they have different little project folders and little pages that go with the folder as well, which is good. The example shows that there's 3. Okay, that's fine. HTML files are often stored in the same folder as shown, the example above. The browser is currently displaying index text. It knows about blah, 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 blah. Okay, I don't really need to know so much about that. We kind of know what's going on in a way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in something here. We're gonna add in an index. We're gonna add in an index for our website. So what we're gonna do is here, excuse me, I have a bad cough that needs to go away. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the anchor. So we're gonna do an A anchor. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another href, so hyperlink reference item equals, and we're gonna open up the quotation marks, and we're gonna add in a, looks like here it's gonna be a .html. Links is well to the link should say brown bear. Okay, so we're gonna do, okay, I just want to make sure that it makes sense, because I don't know sometimes. That's the scary part. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So we're gonna put a tag within, below the opening body, yeah, which we did. Tag within tag within index HTML. Add an anchor tag that links to HTML with a relative path. Okay, So we should do dot slash index, I think, dot HTML, and then we're gonna do close, and then we're gonna make it say hold on, HTML, it says, oh, that link should say brown bear. Okay, so brown bear, and then we'll close off the anchor. I think that should work. Dang it, it's not right. Okay. Did you set your href of your brown bear link to dot slash index h? Oh, I did HMTL. My bad. My spelling's off. Boom. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. It wasn't a problem with the actual what I did. It was a problem of the HTML wasn't the HTML. Under the link to HTML, add an anchor tag that links about me.html using a relative path. The link should say about me. Notice at the path there's code editor about HTML. Click the link to make sure it works. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another anchor. This time again, we're gonna do href equals. We're gonna open up that quotation marks, and we're gonna do dot slash about me dot html. And then we're going to close that off, and then we're going to write in again about me, and then we're going to close that anchor off right there. There. So that's what I'm assuming they want me to do. Yeah, there we go. So now we have an about me HTML. So there's actually a secondary HTML that they actually added in that I didn't realize that they did, but they did. So there was another folder path that they actually added in, and they put in all the extra stuff in here. And then this is the main page that we were working on from before. So we can actually click on the about me, and there we go. Apparently this Michael Deliner, I guess, I don't know, wanted to write about bears. So now you can actually see that excuse me, you can actually see that the brown bear here is the index, which is what this is called. So we already made that reference. So the brown bear is there, and then we made another one for about me, so we can actually go back and forth between the actual between the sites now, which is really cool. So there we go. Okay, so far so good. It's Raven. Hello, Raven. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. Hello. Yeah. So going back to what we were doing, I can explain again if you guys want. This is we're doing a website. We're making an HTML website. We started from the ground up. Literally, we started from adding in, our body. We added in our referencing. We added in headers. H1 is considered a header. We added divisions, which is the introduction IDs, and also a habitat division. And again, we have another header. So all these headers belong to somewhere, as you can clearly see. We can also add in. We also learned how to add in paragraphs, as you can see here. So the P element means paragraph, and we also added in EMs, which means italics. So here we are, the italic items. And also when we put strong, we put in strong as in bold. And also excuse me, we're also putting in line breaks. So these line breaks would actually kind of give us like a spacing between the first sentence and the second sentence, and then we're adding more and more. So, and then we also added in some pictures, or a picture really, with the referencing here. Where's the referencing? Where's the, there we go, the image source referencing for this brown bear. And we also made a video sourcing for a brown bear that you can actually see that there's this is the brown bear just chilling out. There you go. And we also added in a learn more reference, a hyperlink extension that actually, if we clicked on it, before what would happen is when we click on it, it would actually go straight to the Wikipedia page. But now that we added the target blank, when we click on that, it opens up a separate tab for the brown bear on Wikipedia, which is really nice. We also added in the head title for the actual what you would see on your tab. So yeah, so you're just vibing, just mop the walls and get in the 93-degree weather, so I'm dying. Oof. Yeah, that's hot. I don't. That's way too hot. That's crazy hot. I'm good. Yeah, coding's going kind of well. I'm actually pretty happy with this. I mean, obviously it's gonna get harder and harder. I'm assuming, because we're actually pretty close to the end. Nice. Okay, so let's continue on. So linking at will. You've probably visited websites before where not all links were made up of text. Maybe the links you clicked on were images or some other form of content. So far, we've added links that were made up of text, like the following. So we just did that, which is basically this right here, for the learn more. Oh, by the way, this is also free. Codecademy. When you go to Codecademy, it's all free. You can learn that. That's 34 degrees Celsius, you think? Which is pretty darn hot, in my opinion. That's pretty hot. Let's see here. What's like what is it? 93 degrees. What's 93 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius? That's about 34 degrees Celsius. That's like sweaty. That's sweaty weather. Going back to this here a little bit here. Thankfully, HTML allows you to turn nearly any element into a link by wrapping that element with an anchor element. So essentially, again, the A element, the anchor, is always important for us to make things into a link. So in our case, what we can actually do is we can probably what they're going to try and want me to do is they're going to want me to turn this little picture here. So this image screen is going to turn into a link, right? So when you click on the bear picture, it's going to like open up into a link, or into the Wikipedia page. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make sure that we can kind of follow this as well. And we've done this before, right? We've done this before where we have, this is the image, as you can see, it's the self-closing image. So this is what we have here, the self-closing image source and everything like that. So what we'll do is we're going to add in the A anchor, which we have done before. So we'll just go and jump into, give me 1 second here. In the index, transform the image on your page into a link by wrapping the element of the anchor. Set the target attribute to the link that opens to a new window. Your image element should be nested tag in the anchor element, the same URL as before. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of do this quickly, and let's get started. So we're going to do an A element that goes into an H referral, which equals, and then we open the bracket, or open the what do you call it? Did I mess up? No. Quotes, and then we're going to put a target. Oh, target, and then we're gonna go equals, and then another quotation marks, underscore blank, right? And then what we'll do is we'll close that off, and then we're gonna add in one more close after that. So we're gonna close off the anchor as well. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna press the run button. Bam, blammo. We got a link on our bear picture. There we go. As soon as we clicked on that bear picture, we have a Wikipedia page that opens up the bears. So there you go. So far, so good. Yeah, so everything's kind of like putting together, which is really nice. I guarantee you we're gonna need a cheat sheet later on. Like this doesn't happen overnight. It's a lot of practicing, back and forth practicing. That's what it's all about. Linking to the same page. Okay, so essentially this is talking about how if you were to press like something like habitat, about, media, right? It'll jump to that particular part of the page right away. So that's what I'm assuming is going to happen. At this point, we have all the content we need on our page. Since we have so much content, it doesn't fit all on one screen. How to make it easier for the user to jump from portions of our page. So when users visit the site, they want to be able to click a link and have it the page automatically scroll to a specific section. So in our case, again, excuse me. In our case, I mean, it's short, but we can make it so that it'll be different for sure. So in this example, the P element, or sorry, this goes weird. In order to link to a target on the same page, we must give the target an ID like this. So we need to make sure that the paragraph has an ID equals top, which is the top of the page, and then a bottom. So in this case, they put in top and bottom. So they put IDs in certain areas. They have sort of given us that deal in a way, the ID of introduction and the ID of habitat, right? And the ID for media. So we sort of have something that kind of goes to there really already, which is the nice part. In this example, the P element is assigned top, and then the H1 element is assigned the bottom. An ID should be descriptive to make it easier for people to remember the purpose of the link. The target link is a string containing the number of characters in the target element's ID. So we need the number hashtag as a reference to top. So we need to make, so what they've done is they made a ordered list. Right, so remember our ordered list and habitats right here, 1, 2, 3. So right here, ordered list, list item, Russia, United States, Canada. So what they did here is they did an ordered list, and then they did list item, and then they made an anchor for hashtag top, and then they put the word top, which is going to be what it actually sets up for. So, and then they closed off the list, obviously, with another list to have an anchor. So it's nested again within another nest, and then the actual like stuff that were in it. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so essentially what we're going to do is we're going to have two parts to this part of the instructions here. The first one is under the H1 element that says the brown bear. Under the H1 element that says the brown bear. Yeah, there we go. Create an unordered list with the following three list items. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a unordered list, and we're going to do UL for unordered list. We're going to close that, and then we're going to now do list item, and we're going to do introduction. Close li, open another li, habitat. We're going to do close that, li, and then finally li, close that, and we're going to go to media, and close that, li. There we go. We run that. Oh, hold on. Did you add? Oh, we didn't close off the unordered list. Oh, I'm such a silly boy. Unordered list, close. There. So now if we press run, there we go. So now we have our unordered list on the top right there. But now what we're gonna do is we're going to wrap the text of each list item in unordered with an anchor. Each anchor tag should link to the corresponding div on the other page. The A element contains like things like introduction. Okay, so again, they've done it already here. So we've done this like way in advance, which is fine, which is what we're looking for, right? So essentially what we'll do is, so since we've done this part already, we're just going to add into right here, the unordered list part. So we're going to add in now the anchor. I don't like how they kind of do this. It's a little bit weird, but like, you know, it is what it is. href, and then equals quotation marks, and we're going to put in introduction. So this is the part where you got to make sure everything's kind of correct, because if it's not correct, it won't do it properly. Oh, then we gotta do the hashtag. That's right. Hashtag introduction, and then that's that, and then we're gonna close that, and then we're gonna close off the anchor. Yeah, so that should work. I'm like a little unsure, only because I haven't done this before, so I'm just trying to figure it out. Ref equals that, and then hashtag. We're gonna do I think habitat was the next one, right? Habitat. Yeah, habitat. Right, and then we're gonna close that off, and then we'll add in a close anchor, and then finally we're gonna do media, which we're gonna do another A anchor, href equals, and then quotation marks, hashtag media, and then we'll close that off, and then we're gonna add in finally the close anchor. Let's run that through. So yeah, there we go. So now we can see that these are now hyperlinked, and we can actually jump into the media right there. Boom, there you go. Habitat, boom, right there. Introduction, boom, right here, sort of. It'll jump right onto the actual like top part, but because there's not enough room for the for the listing, it won't go. This won't go to the top because it's not there. There's no room for that. Yeah, but if we press introduction, it'll go straight to the top, which is the brown bears. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, we're almost done. This lesson is fairly close to finishing at this point, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we had just 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 more lessons, 4 more parts of to this lesson, and then we're good. And then we'll switch over to an actual game. Okay. Yeah, we're at 15 minutes almost. Yeah. So this is gonna work out. Cool. White space. The rest of the lesson will focus on developer tools they use to make tools used to interpret. Oh, amazing. Okay, so this is just learning about the white space stuff. Okay. As the HTML file grows, it becomes increasingly difficult to keep track of how elements are related. Programmers use 2 tools to visualize the relationships between elements: whitespace and indentation. So we've done indentation already in the previous like bits. We kind of like press the 2 space bars, and then we kind of move to one side or the other, which is the nice part. Yeah, and then there's also whitespaces, which is something completely different here. So we're going to learn about white spaces as well. Both tools take advantage of the fact that the position of elements in the browser is independent of the amount of white space or indentation of the index.html file. For example, if you wanted to increase the space between two paragraphs of your web page, you would not be able to accomplish this by adding space between the paragraph elements in the index file. Yeah, you can't just add in more spaces, right? So if you just add in more spaces, it's not going to necessarily add in more spaces here, right? So what we do need to do is we need to tell them, you got to tell them that, or tell the robot to be like, there's space, right? So we need to essentially do that. So this is, for example, we want to use increase the space between two paragraphs on your web page. You would not be able to accomplish this by adding space into the yeah, okay, there we go. The browser ignores the white space HTML files. It renders the web page so it can be used as a tool to make code easier and easy to read and follow. What makes the example difficult below to read? Well, obviously, paragraph 1 versus paragraph 2, it's kind of, blah, right? So essentially what you need to do is you need to have an entire line to know what's there. So compare the element line to this, which is a lot easier to read, paragraph 1 versus paragraph 2. So essentially, I'm pretty sure what they want me to do is just that, I'm assuming. Oh, wait, hold on. Use the space bar and enter. Use the space bar and the enter on here to make the white space between elements. Oh. Something like that. Actually, give me a second. What do you want me to do exactly here? Oh. I think that's what they want me to do. I think. I'm assuming. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so just making it easier to read. Duh, right? Kind of make it so that it makes it easy so that we can always read it properly. So, I mean, if you look at, again, if you look at the inspect tool, and we inspect all this, right? All this code on the side here, right? All this, it's pretty clean in a way, right? Like everything has a space, everything's closed within itself, right? As you can clearly see, right? So it's kind of neat for that. So we kind of know what's going on in there. Yeah, so we just use more white space, as it were, to just make it look cleaner. That's it. Indentation. Okay, so we just add in indentation. Okay, so so the standards. Okay, so the World Wide Web Consortium, or the W3C, is responsible for maintaining the standards of the HTML. So essentially, we should try to do that. Standards. Get those standards figured out. You know what I mean, right? So 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. Yeah. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Looks a little bit more clean. Did you properly indent each element? Probably not. Oh, they want me to it has to be the same everywhere. Ugh. Okay, so give me a second here. You want to indent to match the 3. Okay, so the standards are kind of okay, so maybe if I do that, and then do that. There we go. Yeah, it just wants me to make sure that I indent properly. That's it. Boom. Okay, comments. Okay, so comments. Things that we don't want people to see, but we want for our people to see. So people that want to see random stuff in code. So for example, a big one is probably something along the lines of games that have different puzzles to solve, right? For example, I forgot which one, but there was a game that you'd have to go on the website, and then you would go on the website, and then you would have to inspect the element, and then if you inspect the element, there would be some kind of secret code sitting somewhere in there, that it's only like legible if you were to inspect the code. So if you didn't inspect the code, like you get nothing, right? You just see like a page and you'd be like, well, what is that, right? So yeah, this is like some pretty fun stuff here. So comments that begin with bracket, exclamation mark, and ends with that, any characters will be ignored by the browser. So essentially what we're going to do is they're going to probably want me to add a comment in the file. Yeah, okay, they want me to put a comment in the file. So let's just do, I don't know, I'll add a comment in the file. So how's about this? We'll just do exclamation mark dash dash, and then we'll do what the F, and then dash dash, and then close. I believe that is what they want. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that basically is like a little. The browser won't read it, but we can. Feet. What do I need you for when I have wings to fly? Oof. What the F? That's exactly what I did. Okay. HTML tags. Oh. Okay. We're in the lesson actually. Oh, neat. Very neat. Okay. You now know all the basics of the basic elements and set up your structure for HTML, the HTML page, and add different types of content. With the help of CSS, you'll very soon be creating beautiful websites. So yeah, we'll be adding beautiful website stuff into, like, you know, making it look a lot less sad like this. This is very sad right now, but it's good enough. While some tags have very specific purpose, such as image and video tags, most tags are used to describe the content that they surround, which helps us modify style or our content later. There are seemingly infinite numbers of tags to use, many more than we've taught. Knowing when to use each one is based on how you want to describe the content of your HTML descriptive. Well-chosen tags are one key to high-quality web development. A full list of available HTML tags can be found in Mozilla documentation. So you can totally do that if you wanted to. I'll press it, whatever. Like there's a lot of stuff. Look, there's so many. Look at that. Look at all that. That's so many. Okay. I mean, I guess what we'll do is, what I can probably do is I can actually make my own website at the end of the day with this. Yeah, I think that'd be really fun to do. Make my own website and see what we can do. So, yeah, what did we do in this lesson? We did the doc type, we did the HTML code, elements, heads, right? We did the head part. We did titles. We added anchors, so the href anchors, and putting IDs, so referencing IDs with hashtags, right? So we can jump into between different parts. We also figured out, they also taught us the white space indentation, so what it looks like, what things should look like, so we're not being messy. And finally, we learned how to do comments, which it's not added here, but we can add in a comment anytime we wanted to. So yeah, that's really about it. So we have learned this lesson. We have completed the lesson on how to put links and how to put anchors. Up next, okay. Go from theory to real world project with pro projects. Build a Pokedex? What? Yo, that's awesome. Use Swift to develop your own Pokedex. That's so cool. That is so sweet. But that's learning Swift. That's something else. Yep. We'll be keep practicing with our free mobile app. Yeah, you can jump into the mobile app, which is kind of neat. There you go. We'll see it for now. I just don't have the money for now. I just don't have the money for now. But we'll you know, eventually it'll be a thing that I'll pay for sure, I think. So now we're at 33% finished our syllabus, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, so we learned elements and structure of our websites, and now we are going into tables and then forms and then semantic HTMLs. So yeah, that's it. So far, so good. So yeah, that's about for the hour of learning of coding. Now I'm going to switch over to Twitch for some gaming. So yeah, so tomorrow we're gonna learn more about. Actually, no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday we're gonna learn the HTML tables, and we'll take it from there. Cool. Cool. Alright, guys, thank you so much, and we will see you